Dixon.
And the green is out here. We're back to racing as Johnny Rutherford continues to set the pace here. You notice that the car of Bill Tempero moved low on the racetrack. And we have a crash. We have a crash in turn number 1. A couple of cars are in trouble. One of them hits the wall on the outside of the racetrack and does damage to the car. I don't know for sure who it was. We're blocked right now. Apparently, one of the cars might be Jerry Karl in 38 and Herm Johnson in 28. I believe that Herm Johnson's car is the one that got into the wall on the outside, and then Jerry Karl also spinning to the inside of the track.
Bob, one of the things that set that off was there was a very slow-moving Bill Tempero coming down the front stretch. Now, Johnson's car is white. You see Jerry Karl on the inside coming together. The orange car is Jerry Karl. Karl seemed to be moving to the high side to get around Tempero. There goes Tempero on the lower right-hand side of your screen. And Karl moved up to a lane where Herm Johnson already was. And as you can see, at those speeds, it takes just the slightest touch, and you are out of control.
And so 2 cars have spun here in turn number 1, one of them coming in contact with the wall on lap number 12. And we bring out the second caution flag of the afternoon. A lot of skid marks up in turn number 1 from that accident. But apparently both drivers are okay. Of course, the ambulance has been taken to the scene of the accident. There is Herm Johnson, who did come in contact with the wall, and obviously he is okay. So perhaps as he makes his way into the pit area, we'll be able to get a word with him from Gary Lee down there. But obviously Herm is okay, and I don't believe that Jerry Karl had any contact with the wall, and perhaps he can get back into competition depending upon whether or not that car did suffer some kind of either mechanical or structural damage in the
Next.
And we are ready to go down to the pit area once again. Gary Lee is with Jerry Karl.
And Jerry, we were talking with Herm on that collision up in turn 1.
Well, I'll tell you, the problem we're having here is we got a lot of guys running on these rookies running on these racetracks that have never done this kind of racing before. And in this type of racing, you know, you don't drive alongside of a man unless you know you're going to get your car all the way there so he can see you. I was racing with Jose Lee, and Bettenhausen seemed to die on the start. So I couldn't go under Bettenhausen, so I made to make a pass around, going around him, you know, down the straightaway so I could get on the outside of the corner here. And evidently, Johnson must have got his left front wheel up on my right rear wheel. Well, it's impossible to see that. If he, you know, I don't even know what he was doing there. He's not, you know, all of a sudden on a restart, he's going to race somebody. He hasn't been running fast all weekend. He hasn't been running fast all year. And then all of a sudden, he's going to stick the front end in right in the way of somebody that's racing, you know.
Were you in the area of the Lazier spin?
No, I wasn't. Bob was behind me a ways.
Okay, what damage did your car sustain? You tried to go back out for a few laps. Now, obviously, you're out of the race.
Well, by the time we got towed in, I flattened all 4 tires, you know, and I spun. And, of course, by the time we got in here and got them changed, it would have been too late, you know, we were 3-4 laps down. So we'll just see if we can't do a little better in the second half.
Jerry Karl, a spectator, Bob.
And we're